and it's 8:28. Welcome everyone to the meeting of Blue Quest Toastmasters. My name is Rupinder and I am proud to be your Sergeant at Arms for today. To begin, I will start with the mission statement of the Toastmasters Club, of any Toastmasters Club around the world. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self confidence and personal growth. You're now inside the code of conduct of a Toastmasters meeting, and as such, a few rules apply to you. Please note that this meeting is being recorded, and we can pause the recording on request if you so desire. Here are the meeting rules. First of all, for the audience, please be advised that any behavior that disturbs the flow of the meeting will result in removal from the meeting room without any warning whatsoever. Please ensure that your noise-making devices, such as mobile phones, etc., are either switched off or on silent mode so that when you are speaking, they don't start making a noise that they're supposed to. Please speak responsibly on topics like religion, sex, and politics. Remember, we do not discourage discussions around these topics, but we just require you to speak responsibly. As far as possible, keep your videos on, your audios off, and applause flowing throughout. In general, be the kind of audience you want others to be for you. Role players, Toastmaster of the day, table topic master, and general evaluator. Please ensure a smart audio video check before you hand over to the respective role players. Role players, request you to please rename yourself as your role player, your name, then your club name. You may omit the club name if you belong to Blue Quest. Please acquaint yourself with the role of the timer. Our timer today is Toastmaster Anshu. I would request everyone concerned to please pin Anshu so that you are able to see her, because she will be changing her background to indicate the change in time. We will have three flags. Green means that you've reached the minimum qualifying time. Yellow indicates that it's a good time to start concluding. And red means that you have 30 seconds or more or you will be disqualified. Individual timings will be explained in due time. We encourage you to use the Zoom emoticons generously to encourage our role players. We sincerely request you not to send chat messages to everyone or to the speaker on stage. In fact, refrain from chatting altogether and focus on the speaker. Reiterating, please stay on mute until specifically asked to unmute. I will mute people who are not supposed to be speaking. I'll keep a watch for that. Polls will be launched after each section and they will be closed after 30 seconds. And now I would like to introduce our presiding officer, usually the first person in the meeting, but today he was the third or the fifth person in the meeting. Nothing to hold against him. One of the most dedicated Toastmasters I know, who's been guiding this ship called Blue Quest through troubled and now calm waters. Please ensure a huge round of welcome as I spotlight our club president, Toastmaster Kapil Kaptar. You have to unmute yourself for it to work, Kapil. You're not audible. It's okay.
Can you hear me now?
Go ahead.
Okay. Good morning. Sorry about that. Good morning, everyone. I welcome all my guests and or participants in our meeting number 531. I see presence of few guests in our meeting today. So could we have a small introduction from them? Anna, starting with you first.
Good morning for you. Good evening from me. I am your general evaluator this evening. Invite from Toastmaster Ruby. I am in San Antonio, Texas, so in the USA, but I am excited to be here and I am already making some wonderful notes. You ready?
Thank you, Anna. Elaine.
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Alain. I am a member of a club here in my country, in Mexico. I am from the state of Sinaloa, and I seen your session tonight. I recently saw the invitation in WhatsApp, and I saw that there was going to be some exposition about Puerto Rico. So that got me interested. So nice to meet you, everyone.
Sure. Thank you. Bindu?
Hi everybody. My name is Bindu Zaveri. I live in India, Bombay. And I've joined this group as a guest through my friend Anshu. And yeah, I'm just looking forward how it's going to go about and what is it all about, the Toastmasters. Thank
Sure.
you.
Thank you. Hina?
Hey, hi everyone. I'm from Delhi, India. I think I got the curiosity on with Puerto Rico, so looking forward to sailing on the ship today with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Mantri?
Yeah, I'm part of IBM. I joined as a guest. I thought just to see that how the things happens in Toastmaster, just be here and could make it.
Okay. Okay. So I welcome rest of the guests, and probably we will get in touch with you post our meeting because we want to start our meeting on time. So, okay. So before I hand over our meeting to our Toastmaster of the day, I would like to mention a quote from a legendary businessman from India, Ratan Tata, which I read very recently. And he says, I don't believe in taking right decisions. I take decisions and then make them right. This is so inspiring. And so often in our lives that we regret our decisions or our choices. But the fact that we should back our decisions and do every effort to optimize it. With that, let me turn it over to Toastmaster of the day, who follows the same philosophy. She took a decision to join Toastmaster, and now she is making every effort to make it count. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Alisa.
Thank you so much, Kapil, and welcome to everybody who is here today. Good morning, good evening to you in your respective countries. So wonderful to have you join us today for our tour of Puerto Rico. I'm very pleased to announce that I will be your tour guide for the day as we journey through this Toastmaster meeting. Now, it's coming through right now on the audio. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, this is good news indeed. It just so happens that I'm happy to announce someone has anonymously gifted 2 round-trip tickets for each and every one of you to travel with us this morning. The beautiful My apologies as we experience slight turbulence in the internet connection. I hope you are all still hearing me okay. Excellent, excellent. As I was saying, 2 round-trip tickets have been gifted to each one of you, so please decide who you'd like to take with you because this is going to be an epic adventure. Now, I'm told that the weather in Puerto Rico is currently 28 degrees Celsius and it stays this way all year long. I do hope that you are geared up for summer. You might want to pack some towels, some equipment, get your hats ready to go because we are going to have a wild ride. You guys don't mind flying, do you? Because our plane is ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. Please begin boarding. Get your packages, your suitcases ready to go. We are going to have a great time. And as they say, please put your seats in the upright position and fasten your seatbelts. We are now ready for takeoff. The beverage cart will be coming through shortly. We hope that you can choose your best selection, the things that you enjoy. Food and drink will be provided on the way. And do look out the window as we go. Enjoy the ride because it's going to be a good, well, because we're in India, it's actually probably going to be 20 to 24-hour trip, a few layovers here and there. So I do hope you've packed plenty of reading materials as we prepare for this flight. Now, As we are preparing for this flight, I would like to inform you that one thing that we will be doing is being entertained with our Toastmaster meeting today. This will be playing on your screen, so please enjoy as we go. For our meeting today, we will have 3 sections. We will have prepared speeches, where our exceptional speakers will be presenting the speeches that they have prepared during the week. This is an incredible opportunity to learn, to increase your own speaking skills, and then to later listen in on the feedback that they will receive. Our second section for this morning or for this evening, depending where you're located, will be the table topics. And we welcome our guests to participate in this wonderful opportunity where you can be asked a question, and you have 1 to 2 minutes to reply. And finally, we will move on to our evaluation section, where our respectable evaluators will be presenting their feedback on the prepared speeches that were presented earlier in the meeting. I do hope you enjoy yourself and prepare for this wild ride because, ladies and gentlemen, we are headed to the mysterious and the island of enchantment called Puerto Rico. So, hope you enjoy the ride. It's going to be great fun. While we're sitting, relaxing, and enjoying the trip, I'd like to hand you over to our general evaluator for this morning, who is going to be accompanying us and explaining several other people who will be the flight attendants on this incredible journey. And for that, I would like to call Anna Whistler to present her tag team. Over to you, Anna.
Thank you, Toastmaster Alyssa. As your pilot, your guidance counselor, to keep you on track, it would be amiss if I did not introduce my fellow team, your stewards and stewardesses of this evening. And I will apologize ahead of time if I horribly pronounce your name. But as I introduce you, please explain your role for the opportunity of our guests to understand what your role is. To start us off, I would like to go with our timer. Anshu, please explain your role and give an example of what the colors are going to be looking like.
Good morning, everyone. So as a timer, I will be noting down the time taken by all the speakers. I will be alerting the speakers by showing green, yellow, and red cards. So for the prepared speeches, I will be the time for the speeches are 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I will be showing green card. At 6 minutes, I will be showing yellow, and at 7 minutes, I will be showing red card. For the table topic section, it will be for 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will be showing green card. 1 minute, 30 seconds, I will be showing yellow. And at 2 minutes, I will be showing red card. And at last, the evaluation section, it will be for 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will be showing green card. At 2 minutes, 30 seconds, I will be showing yellow. And at 3 minutes, I will be showing red cards. Thank you. Over to you, Journal Evaluator.
Thank you so much for the explanation. To follow our words, make sure we aren't filling anything inappropriately. Our A counter tonight is Capillo. Did I pronounce that correct?
Yeah.
Please explain your role.
All right. Hi, good morning again. As an R counter, my role is to count the filler words in your speech like as, ums, but, right. Each actually breaks the rhythm of the speech. So I will be presenting my report in the third section of the meeting when called upon by the general evaluators. Over to you.
Awesome, thank you. And of course, as we all use words in our everyday language, our final part of my evaluation team, our steward of the evening, is none other than our grammarian, Sumit. Did I say that correct?
A little bit, yes. Thank you, Anna. My name is Sumit. Summit is something which is epitome of something. So this is also our word of the day. Epitome is a perfect example. As a grammarian, it's my responsibility to pay close attention to what the speakers are saying and listen carefully their language and the usage. I'll take note of all the misses in their English language as well as outstanding word that they use. I'll note it down and I will present it, my report, towards the end of the day. The word of the day today is epitome, which is a typical or an ideal example that anyone can use for something. One of the examples for this is This movie was the epitome of boredom. So over to you, Anna.
Awesome, thank you. I know in America we call it epitome. It's slightly different pronunciation, so I believe both of them will be accepted, if I am correct on that, grammarian. Epitome or epitome.
So I think
that does give me my team. I shall turn it back over to our tour guide, none other than Toastmaster Alyssa.
Thank you, Travel Advisor Anna. What an outstanding explanation of the roles of our stewardesses and stewards for this trip today. Now you'll have to forgive us because we may say tonight or this morning, but think about it. When you travel on the plane, you don't know what time of day it is because that just changes constantly. That's how it is with us today or tonight. Now, as we are on this beautiful flight and you're sitting back in your chair and you're relaxing, you begin to wonder, where exactly is Puerto Rico? I mean, where are they taking you? Maybe they're kidnapping you and you don't know it. So you pay for the $5 in-flight Wi-Fi and you discover on your phone that Puerto Rico is actually pretty close to the United States. It's close to the Dominican Republic and Cuba. Therefore, as you can see, 1,854 kilometers away from Florida. It's about a 3-hour flight trip, not too bad. And then you begin to wonder, okay, how big is Puerto Rico, especially compared to India? I mean, will I get bored? Turns out that Puerto Rico is actually, oops, as you can see, it's that little teeny red dot on the screen. It's India is 360 times larger. So you may get bored, but you're only going to be there for a few days, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. You'll be fine. Just breathe deeply and keep reading your books. Ladies and gentlemen, I know this has been a pretty quick flight, but these 15 hours go by fast. I mean, especially when you're having fun and listening to all the music and the movies that go along with Puerto Rico. And you've just taken this really long nap and suddenly you wake up, you look out your window after 4 layovers and 24 hours of flying, and you see El Morro. This is the tip of Puerto Rico. This is the Spanish fort built in 1539 and completed in 1790. And you are flying right over this. And this is, as you can see, you're looking out your window. Fantastic view. This is a place that all tourists have to visit. So do be sure. And we will go there later. But of course, after such a long flight, who doesn't want to take a little break? So off we go to our hotel. Do rest up because very soon the tour bus shuttle will be arriving to pick you all up and take you around the beautiful island of Puerto Rico. So feel free to take a shower, unpack, take a nap, take a rest, or watch the Toastmaster show that's proceeding as you do so. With that, while you take that little rest, it's time to pass on to our first section of Toastmaster, the first section, which is the prepared speeches. Now, we are going to be calling on stage the evaluators to present the objectives of each speech. And for that, we'd like to call on stage renowned and evaluation division winner, Rupinder Singh, who will be evaluating Ruchita Malik's speech. Over to you, Rupinder.
Thank you, Madam Table Topic Master. Ruchita today is delivering her speech from the project Motivate Others. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of their experience motivating team members through the completion of a project. Timer, please note that the time allocated is 5 to 7 minutes with a 30 seconds grace on either side. All the best to Ruchita, and I hand it back to our Toastmaster of the day.
And with that, we would like to call on stage Ruchita Malik, one of our outstanding speakers here at BlueQuest, to present her speech entitled Pay It Forward. Pay It Forward, Ruchita Malik.
Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you. Someone once asked me, do you know what is paid forward? I stumbled for the right words, but it raised my curiosity to learn more about it. Good morning, good evening, Toastmasters and wonderful guests. The term paid forward was coined by Lily Hardy Hammond in her book, The Garden of Delight. She said, you can't pay love back, you can pay it forward.
idea is not to confine kindness to the small group of people who you know, but instead, you should spread goodwill in order to positively affect as many people as possible. One simple act of kindness to the small circle of people who you know. Instead, you should spread goodwill in order to positively affect as many people as possible, regardless of their backgrounds or economic status. To simply put this, it means to show kindness to strangers. I came across this term for the first time when I was browsing through LinkedIn and read, enroll for free PMP training. Project management professional is an expensive training. I was wondering, is it free? I delved into the details of the brochure and found that trainer has mentioned that training is free of charge, but instead you should pay it forward by doing a good deed. Help a stranger. It got stuck in my mind that I'm fortunate enough to have known that trainer. Did you know the beautiful concept of pay it forward exists from 317 BC? And there is enough reference in Bhagavad Gita on the idea that each of our lives impact one another. And given that we will never be able to pay back, we should always aim to pay forward.
Let's just take a second and see if she comes back online. If not, we can move on to our second speaker, and then we can maybe come back to Ruchita's speech. Let's just give it one more second and see if she gets it figured out.
I think she's trying to reconnect.
Okay. Here she is.
I lost the connection. Shall I start?
Yes,
Okay. Sorry.
sure.
Okay. A lot has changed in the last 12 months, and it has emphasized the need to be compassionate towards each other. Did you notice many people came out to help seniors staying alone in the lockdown to help when they were in the national lockdown? If you're wondering how you can start, you don't have to start with really big things. You can just start by mentoring. We all are skilled enough to help people who need guidance in their personal or maybe professional life. So this is just one of the way we can start. My favorite of building a habit is a domino effect it creates in your life. Well, to take a personal example, if I stick to my habit of a morning walk, then I gradually eat healthy and I sleep well. So the one relates to other. With this, I would like to encourage you to identify the opportunities you have and act on it. Point here is to pay forward, because kindness should not only be restricted to your inner circle or family, but to everyone around you, be it a stranger. Help people even if you know they can't pay you back. April 28th is celebrated as a Pay It Forward Day. I would encourage you to identify and act on your strength and make a positive impact in your life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ruchita, for that amazing speech. Truly, when we can focus our lives on paying it forward from what we receive, I think we can really make a difference in this world. Thank you for bringing that to our attention and the ways that we can carry that out. I would next like to call on stage our second evaluator for this morning or this evening, which is our renowned Surinder Bhomik, who will be evaluating Khushbu Chogani's speech. Now, Surinder has been in Toastmasters many years, and we value his experience. Over to you, Surinder.
Thank you so much, Madam Tour Guide. Waiting very, very impatiently to take that travel. Meanwhile, let's hear our storyteller of the day. And she is doing her level 3, project 1, which is present a proposal. The purpose of the speech is going to be that the member has to practice developing and presenting a proposal. The member will deliver a well-organized speech about his or her proposal. The proposal may affect any area of the member's personal or professional life or the Toastmasters Club. The member may present the entire proposal or aspect of it. It could be a humorous, informational, or any style chosen by the speaker. She has 5 to 7 minutes to deliver the speech with a buffer of 30 seconds on either side. All the very best to Khushbu. Over to you, Madam Guide. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Evaluator. And with that, we would like to call on stage Khushbu Chogani, a renowned storyteller of this club. She is going to be presenting a speech titled 3E and 3C for Parents. So Khushbu Chogani, 3E and 3C for Parents, 3E and 3C for Parents, Khushbu Chogani.
Hi, Alyssa. I'm so sorry. I'm running out of breath. You know, it's so damn difficult to manage my son, who's just 5.5 years old and lockdown, and no online education for him because he's into a different kind of school, and everything I have to manage. I'm so sorry. Pardon me if I don't deliver it well, but I'm sure I will. So, before I begin my speech, my dear friends and fellow Toastmasters, how many of you are parents or teachers or grandparents for children between 0 to 16 years? By 0, I meant you could be in a pregnancy stage. Please raise your hand like this. Okay. Loads of you. Thank you so much. COVID-19 hit India on 22nd March. Why? Because before that, I didn't even know what was the real meaning of COVID. Lockdown, lockdown, lockdown. Everything was shut. No school, nothing. A first time where we, or my generation, or generation of my child, has witnessed a time like this where everything has been indoors. Time is tough for everyone, not only for adults, but also for little ones. Staying indoors, constantly wearing masks, and the process of sanitization, and on the top of that, online education. It's safe as well as stressful. According to National Children Council of India, COVID-19 and lockdown has brought a sense of fear, anxiety, not only around the globe, but it has impacted children's psychosocial and mental health tremendously. And it is same for children and adolescents. I, as an educator and trainer who has children as her consumers between 4 to 16 years and parents and teachers as her clients, constantly receive requests about how to deal with delayed learning online and aggression and stress on the eyes. And teachers keep on telling me, ma'am, give us tools, give us tips on how to make our online education sessions engaging, entertaining, and yet educating so that children don't shut their camera and we keep on saying, please switch on your video, please switch on your video. Ma'am, please help us. I, as an educator and trainer, have only one solution and one proposal for all my clients. Tell stories. Tell stories and tell stories. Now, how will you tell the stories? Bring stories from the story world and use tools from processed drama, an effective tool to make your learning engaging, entertaining, educating, and effective. Now, let us see how we will do it. If you are in a pregnancy stage, then your job is really easy. You don't have to mind the child right now. But if you have children up to 7 years of age, tell stories every time possible, except meal times when you have to be mindful. Use the leverage of bedtime stories. You know, science has proven that bedtime stories are effective in shaping your child's personality with the strongest possible values you want to give to him or her. They can form child's belief in your subconscious mind, because the time when they are laying on the bed or sitting on the bed and you're telling them a story which has been clearly curated or chosen with positive words and words which will help them to bring to them into the world of imagination, can shape their personality. They can achieve anything because success depends on energies, and our energies derive from none other than our core beliefs, our core qualities. But how will you do it as a parent? Simple. Take a piece of paper, write it down, all the qualities that you want in your child, be it honesty, diligence, smartness, confidence, street smartness. If you want your child to be sly like a fox, even that you can write. You have to decide, you have to choose what qualities you want to put in your child. And then choose the stories. Stories which you can pick up from the resources available in the market, or if you're a good creator, create your stories. And tell these stories every day. The best pick is always to choose one story for at least 30 to 40 days. And if you're a teacher, you can teach anything to your child between up to 7 years using stories. Kindergarten teachers has been using stories in all respects and teaching everything through stories, be it sing-along stories, perform stories, draw and tell stories, or even finger stories. So for example, if a teacher has to teach or a parent has to teach the fingers to their child, how they will do it, and even with some manners. Let me show you. Two fat gentlemen met in a lane. They bowed most politely and they bowed once again. How do you do? How do you do? How do you do? Again. Two thin ladies met in a lane and they bowed most politely and they bowed once again. How do you do? How do you do? How do you do? Again. I can go on with all the other fingers. Now, if you have a child between 8 to 12 years, you can, and you're already telling bedtime stories, continue with that. And if not, start the tradition of bedtime stories around your child's current thought process or daily life, things that he is right now dealing with, things which he finds difficult. Pick up those matter, pick up those subjects, and tell stories around those concepts and shape your child's personality. And you can even heal your child's challenging behavior, be it anger, tantrum, depression, aggression. You can heal it through the use of healing stories, popularly proposed by Susan Perrow. Now, how will you do it if you are a teacher? You can teach concepts like English, maths, geography, science, anything through the use of stories and using processed drama. Now, processed drama is not like drama that we do see in the theater. Processed drama is a tool whereby every child, every participant use tools from processed drama and they actually experience the whole concept. So for example, if you're teaching adjectives to your child in your classroom, you can tell them, give them adjectives and ask them to enact like that. And that's how they imbibe the concept of adjectives through the use of processed drama, and in addition to that, tell them a story. Now, if you have a child between 13 to 16 years, tell them stories, communicate them with stories, teach them how to tell stories, because this will make them how to be an effective public speaker, make their LinkedIn profile and with proper tabs where you are also an important aspect in the account, and ask them to write stories on their profile, create stories, and you tell them stories about gratitude, about how they were when they were little babies. And if you have child between above 16 years, tell them stories in first person. Tell them stories about your personal life, where you have been a complete failure or where you have been a complete success. Share your teachings through stories. Build that mode of communication, build that system where you can share each other's stories. Use these stories to build a strong, compassionate bonding relationship with your child at home during these tough times where we need compassion, empathy, and love for each other. And this only happens when there is communication. And this communication can be, according to me, only through stories. So the crux of the whole proposal is to bring storytelling as an activity in your home and create an environment of connection, compassion, and loving communication with your child, with stories that are engaging, entertaining, educating, and effective, because words are the most powerful tool. It's on you as a parent or teacher how to use that power effectively, because words that make up stories either build you or break you. Now, which stories you want to choose for yourself and enable your child to choose for themselves is a power which surely lies in your hands. And we as teachers have the primary responsibility to choose our words and stories effectively, because we are the one responsible for shaping every child who comes to us. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you, Khushbu, for explaining to us in more detail how we can make sure to imbue in our children those qualities that we want to see. And I appreciate how you highlighted the fact that we can use stories to impact and shape and mold their lives. And I mean, to some extent, we all come into contact with children, whether it's kids, grandkids, or even the neighbor kids that live around. So I think what you've shared with us is applicable to just about anybody. So thank you for doing that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as promised, it is time to proceed on that tour. We are going to run the poll, and then you will also have an additional opportunity to vote. So let's take 30 seconds and do this vote. And please feel free to vote for the best speaker. Thank you. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, that tour that was promised was not a lie. We are going on tour, and you are going to have some options to choose from. I'm calling it Would You Rather. Now, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you some of the options that you have, and there's going to come up a second poll where you get to choose which place you would rather visit. So the tour guide has come. Well, actually, that's me. And I'm here to take you to our next destination, but I don't know which one you'd prefer to do. So my question for you today is, would you rather go with us to the Luquillo Beach, that's by my house, and swim in the waves and splash around in the ocean? Or would you like to take a trip up into the mountains, into the rainforest called El Yunque, and visit one of these mysterious pools? Okay, so two options. Would you prefer the beach or the rainforest? Okay, keep that in mind. There's one more would you rather. Okay, second choice. After we take that first tour, there is the possibility of going to Old San Juan, where we can go into all of the little tourist shops, get our souvenirs, make sure you have plenty to give away for your friends and family who are anxiously waiting back home to see how your trip was. Or we can go kayaking at night in the Condado Lagoon and potentially see a manatee. They're harmless, don't worry. 2 options, ladies and gentlemen, Old San Juan, tourist shopping, or kayaking. Take your pick, let us know what you prefer, and that will be our next destination for today. And as soon as you're done, I will be announcing the results so that we can choose which place to go to next. Oh boy, this is tight. It's 9-10 on both of them. Oh goodness. We've got a tie on one of them, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna have to split up. Okay, let's see. We've got here, it's tied 10-10, Luquillo Beach and Rainforest. Okay, we're gonna have to get 2 tour guides because there's no 2 of me. So I'll go with you to the rainforest. We'll find someone to take you to the beach. And then let's see, 9 of you chose Old San Juan and 10 of you kayaking in Condado. All for it. Absolutely outstanding. So excellent choices. While you are all off at the beach and you're off kayaking and visiting Old San Juan, Mr. Rupinder Singh is going to present some information for our next meeting.
Thank you, Alisa. If you would now turn attention to my screen. This is what is going to be our theme for the next meeting. Yes, it is about cricket. And in case you're wondering what is cricket, if you're from the United States, let me explain to you just briefly. You have 2 sides, one out in the field and the other one in. Each person that's in the side that goes in goes out, and when he's out, he comes in and the next man goes in until he's out. When they all get out, the side that is out comes in and the side that has been in goes out and tries to get those coming in out. Sometimes you get men still in and not out. When a man goes out to go in, the men who are trying to get in, and well, you get the picture. That is what cricket is. I will try and simplify it for you next week, and I hope to see you next week over here. I will stop sharing my screen and return you to Puerto Rico. I hope I got that right.
Thank you so much, Rupinder. I won't try to give a summary of what you just said. All I know is that you will be certainly explaining it to us in the next meeting. I'm glad to hear that. For now, I'll stick to Puerto Rico. Sounds a lot more doable. Having said that, while everybody's off enjoying their time with the tourist traps, as they call them, it's time to head over to our local tour guide, who is going to direct you this morning in the table topics. Now, she has prepared an excellent selection, so do stand by to see what she has in store for you. Having said that, I turn you over to our phenomenal local guide, Sheila McIntyre.
Hello, everybody. Can everyone hear me? Am I audible? Awesome. I do have an eclectic collection of table topics for you. I have a couple of people who have already been either volunteered or they have volunteered themselves. So be thinking about what you would like to do, when you would like to go, because I'd like to get as many in as possible. Hopefully sharing a few tidbits along the way on our trip to Puerto Rico, as I am your local guide. Let me share my screen and could someone let me share my screen?
You can share your screen now, Sheila.
Perfect. All right. Can everyone see? Thumbs up if you can see. Perfect. So on our destination, we have a series of numbers. You will pick a number that you want to go to, and then we will go and look at the prompt. So the first one up is, forgive me if I pronounce your name wrong, but Hina?
Yeah, that's right. That's Hina.
All right. Would you like a table topic?
Sure. Let me pick up Pons. I hope I pronounce it well.
All right, 6 it is. The prompt is, as this is a historic city Obviously, they have some different color schemes. What were they thinking? That is your prompt.
What were they thinking? Brilliant. When I looked at that picture and I asked myself, I see a lot of colors, bright, brilliant, and beautiful red. The color red symbolizes a lot of energy to me. Because it is a historical city, the only thing I could think about is this is a city where we call it as the epitome of confluence of cultures, of energy, of passion, of people having fun by the seaside of the state of Provence. I think it's a beautiful way to represent this epitome of confluence through varied dimensions of fun, culture, and historical preservance on that train, which I could see. The more I look at it, the more I feel that while they were designing this train, it was a journey which they wanted people to undertake, take them through the various phases and stages of how the city evolved, how rich it became with the various dimensions of culture and I honestly don't know. I'm going to give it up. I'm going to hand it over to you, Sheila. Thank you.
You did well. Congratulations.
Thank you.
The next victim, or volunteer, I should say, would be, if I pronounce it wrong, please correct me, Munish. Is that correct?
Yes, please.
All right. Let me share my screen with you. Oops. In our next table topic, you have numbers 1 through 12. 6 has been taken.
8.
8 it is. Off to Luquillo. We just heard Elisa mention. We are off to Seven Seas Beach, and the prompt is seize the day. Seize the day.
Good morning, everybody. We are at the sea, and that day we should seize the day. We should not think of here and there. When we are in our town, we are busy. We are in a rat race. We want to do something. We want to grow. That day, we went out of our town and we went to that city where we have many beaches. And we should forget everything that day. We should enjoy the fullest over there. From day, morning to evening, early morning, we should try to get a room near to the hotel. So it should be a stone throw away, so we can go in the morning for running over there. When you run on the beach sand, it's like a cushion. You do not have to worry that your knee will have any problem when you run on the road. You have that worry. Maybe after some time that will hurt your knee. And you will enjoy the cool breeze over there when you go early morning, and you can enjoy the sunrise when you are at the beach. And there are some people, when I go to Mumbai or Goa, they do yoga over there. At that time, if you are at that type of place, you can join them and enjoy with them. And those people are strangers for you, but they will not say no to you if you join them, and you love to enjoy with those people. And after that, you can go in the hotel where you are staying, again come back and enjoy in the evening too. And from your hotel, if you have taken the room from where you can see the sea view, you will really enjoy in the afternoon when there is nobody at the beach. It looks cool, calm, and collected that place. You can do meditation sitting in your room because that place is so silent that you are not blessed that you are living in that city. Only the people, those who live in that city, also those are enormously rich, they can afford to live near to the beach. But if you have got an opportunity to stay there for 3 days, and every day you must seize that day, and you should enjoy an entire life you should remember that you lived there for 1 day or 2 days and you enjoyed that cherished moment you should not forget entire your life. Over to the Toastmaster, please.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Next up, Abhishek. Would you like a table topic?
Yes, please, table topic master.
All righty. Which number would you like?
Number 2.
Number 2 it is. Already mentioned once during the meeting by our Toastmaster of the day, El Yunque National Forest. The prompt is, when the well is dry, we learn the worth of water. Incidentally, multiple plants and over 50 varieties of orchids are in this forest. Great place to visit. Prompt is, when the well is dry, we learn the worth of water.
When the well is dry, we learn the worth of the water. What better topic can be for the person coming from the state of Rajasthan, the Texas of India? Aren't we the largest state and the driest state? The Thar Desert, which covers parts of India and Pakistan, begins like 20 kilometers from my house. And I very well remember the childhood days. And even now, we store water when it's being supplied by the utilities department for a worth of 3 days, though it comes every alternate day. Because we realize that water is very limited for us, that potable water, not the water in the seas. Hey, 70% of the world is covered in it, but then it's the potable water. But it's not just about water we are talking here. We are also talking about the flora and fauna around us. You know, olden societies across the world have more often than not treated themselves by the local medicines. And today, in the global pandemic world, which has brought us together all across the world, from Puerto Rico, from parts of India, we are missing the small home remedies which our grandmothers taught us, because they have stopped sharing as we stopped asking them. Now those knowledge is not there. We miss that. There are many small remedies that can be remedied by small home things, you know, like a turmeric milk. But because in our run for antibiotics, we have ensured that we create superviruses. Currently, India is going through the second wave of coronavirus or a corona pandemic. And doctors are going hoarse saying that's more resilient, more stronger. Had we taken simple things, precaution of wearing a mask, maintaining social distancing and hand washing, we would not have been there. So yes, when the well is dry, only then we realize the value of water. Thank you. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Next, we have up Shivanji. Are you ready for your table topic?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Go ahead and pick a number, please.
10.
10 it is. This is called La Ruta de Lechon. I may have pronounced that incorrectly. Elisa may need to correct me. The Pork Highway. For 3 miles, every restaurant is dedicated to preparing pork for their food. Your prompt is Bon Appetit.
So when I first heard the name Puerto Rico, I was very curious and I instantly Googled it. And I realized it's famous for its beaches, for its Spanish culture, and it's infamous for its gun crime. So I'm definitely not those adventurous kind of people who would find myself in Puerto Rico. But luckily, we do have an option on Google. If you simply type drive and listen, you can literally take a virtual tour around any town around the world. So I wouldn't be the person to visit Puerto Rico, let go of the food. Coming to the second point, I am a hardcore vegetarian. And especially after the rumors that we've heard about China, all that nuisance that has been caused because of a bat, I definitely would not be a person to try out pork. So, bon appetit to all those who would have the adventure for trying out pork, but not me. That was all from my side. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. And next up, we have Raj. Would you like a table topic?
Yeah, sure.
All right. A table topic will be yours. The question is, which one? Which number would you like to choose?
11.
11 it is. Toro Verde Adventure Park. Brave the world's longest zip line, over 4,700 feet. And this is what you would be doing. The prompt is, great things never came from comfort zones. Over to you.
Great things never come from comfort zone. And who else would prove it than myself? My life has been full of difficulties, right since beginning, right in the childhood. When I was child, I had told in my other speech also that we were very poor. So poor that we were not able to meet even 2 times food in a day. And my father suddenly lost his job. That added, that compelled us, all the children, to work right when we were studying. My sister, who was only 12 years old at the time, started working in a chemical factory, and how poisonous that environment was. But in spite of that, she had to work. Similarly, my brother started selling jaljeera on a makeshift shop. Only I was not allowed to work because they all trusted that I was good in studies and I should continue my studies. But I felt that it was not going to happen. I, coming from my school every day at 2 p.m. And after studying for 1 to 2 hours, would do something. Either I would go to a shop and help the shopkeeper, or I would uh, go to a market and do something of any sort, so that I would be able to get some money at the end of the day. So many difficulties were there, and we were able to pull the life somehow for about a month or so. After that, my father got another job, and he started earning. But that month or so told us something of great value, that nothing comes free, and especially you cannot live a life constantly in the same way. There will be changes in life, and we will have to face it. Face it with courage. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for those experiences that you shared with us and for speaking on that topic. All right. Next up, is it Elaine? I apologize. I'm not sure which way to pronounce it.
Yeah, Elaine.
Elaine. All right. A table topic for you. The number of your choosing. Go ahead.
Okay, number 1.
Number 1 it is, San Juan. Old San Juan. Again, our Toastmaster of the day has mentioned Old San Juan. Here's a picture, and the prompt is, if only these walls could talk. Over to you, Elaine.
If only these walls could talk. As my previous fellow Toastmasters were selecting the numbers in the map, I was thinking I will be the one selecting San Juan. And there's a very popular song from Puerto Rico that it's called My Old San Juan. And it's very popular as well here in Mexico. And I was thinking as I was remembering this song about my father who passed away about 10 years ago. So I was having this sensation of remembering something because of Puerto Rico, something that he liked, a song, right? And at the same time, I was thinking, well, maybe the physical, my father is not here, but just as these walls, like the same way the infrastructure from any other place have energy, I really believe like the places that we have been hold energy. So I could only imagine if the walls from Puerto Rico or from your home could talk, what will they be telling us? They will probably tell us, you have to recognize that it is important to live in the present moment. You have to recognize that you've lived a lot of things throughout your life, and that sometimes the day will be having a lot of sun, and sometimes it will be with more darkness. But it's important to enjoy the present moment regardless of whatever it's currently going on out there, because um, that's the duality of being alive. So just enjoy the ride of being around the walls that are surrounding you.
Thank you for your thoughts, Elaine, for addressing that topic. We have a few more that we can take. Let's see. Bharat?
Sandra is going to leave. Let's have her do the topic and then we can go.
Okay, sure. Wanted to say Sandra. Sandra, please. Let's see, sharing screen right now. The table topic number of your choice, please.
Five.
5 it is. Rio Kamoy Caves. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. Again, the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. Over to you, Sandra.
Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master, President of this club, executive members, fellow Toastmasters, and specially invited guests. Is it morning where you are? Good morning. I am a person that's very fearful. I really wouldn't want to go in those caves all by myself. So I'm probably going to ask everyone here to go with me so that we can find whatever treasures lie inside. And as we go along, I'll probably be holding on very tightly to some of you all just to find out. Because if anything would drop from the walls, or anything would touch my arms or at the back of my neck, you'll hear me screaming as loud as I can. Hopefully, you all won't get too scared of my behavior, but you'll guide me along through the parts of this cave to find whatever treasure. And I hope that we do find treasure so that when we leave and I go back to my country in Trinidad and Tobago, I could say I visited this club and I came out with lots of treasure. Madam Table Topics Master, thank you.
Thank you so much. And I probably would be right there with you screaming as well if I saw a spider or a snake or something of the sort. You would be in good company. All right, Bharat, would you like a table topic?
Yes, please.
All right, a table topic for you. Go ahead and pick a number for us.
Number 9, please. Right on the
Number-
beach.
La Jarquera Nature Reserve. Incidentally, there are lots of animals in this area, but we are focusing on one particular one. The best way to observe a fish is to become a fish. Over to you, fellow Toastmaster Bharat.
Good morning, everyone. How many have you recently thought about your trips? I, for one, dream a lot. My last trip was in Singapore, right on the 1st January 2020, just before we ran into this COVID. We booked a property right on the beach. And as I was glancing outside the window, my heart was pounding. I wanted to go out, dive deep into the ocean. I was told, maybe this is not the right place to go. The water is dirty, it's not meant to be. So today, my friends, fellow Toastmasters, I'm taken to this wonderful place in Lajas. I can see a lot of beaches there, and my heart is dreaming to be there. I'm thinking I will be there very soon. There is kayaking also. How do I go deep in the ocean and be with the fishes, swim as a fish myself? Well, you're all there to guide me, aren't you? Who all is going to go with me? The beauty of nature, the beauty of life is to be very closely involved with whatever you do. And when I am with you, fellow Toastmasters, deep diving into the sea, feeling like a fish, being in the nature itself, that would be the ultimate dream for me today. Come, let's plan and do this physical tour rather than virtual tour in coming months. Back to you, Toastmaster Sheila.
I second going to Puerto Rico and visiting. We can hang out with Elisa. How fun would that be? All right. Next up.
We have
Wait.
run out of time, Sheila. We'll have to call for.
Okay. All righty. I enjoyed being your Toastmaster of the day. And over to you, Elisa, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Sheila, our local tour guide. You have done a fantastic, outstanding job. Please go ahead and vote for the best table topic speaker. A lot of those places, Sheila, I kept saying, oh, yes, yes. Well, I'll take you to all these places. They all exist. They're real, I promise. Particularly Luquillo is where I reside. It's nice you highlighted that. Excellent. And that's the conclusion of our poll, but we do have one more to go because the question now is, would you rather? After all of that traveling and sightseeing and jumping in with the manatees and buying all the souvenirs, aren't you getting a little hungry? I mean, I am. I'd like to give you choices today. So for food, we have two options. You can get a pincho, which is meat on a stick, or you can get a mofongo, which is plantain. It's covered in like garlic sauce, and the meat on top is optional. So again, you can have a pincho or mofongo, two choices. But of course, it's not enough to have food, we need a beverage as well. So please decide if you would prefer to have a coco frio, which is a green unripe coconut, where the milk of the coconut is what is the beverage, or you can have the renowned piña colada. So again, two choices, coco frio, straight from the coconut, or piña colada. Please take your votes and let's see which one is the preferred option. Oh boy, choices, choices. Ladies and gentlemen, we have, and I'm gonna, can I share the results, Rupinder, so then everybody can see? No, okay. He says no. Okay, I'll just tell you. So we've got pinchos, 9 people voted pinchos, mofongo 7, and the majority of you voted for piña colada. So fine, we'll have it your way. The point is that you enjoy it and feel refreshed for the next section of our journey, which coincidentally is going to be carried out by our travel advisor, Anna Whistler, who will be taking you the rest of the way. We will meet up at the end. I hope you've enjoyed your trip so far. And having said that, I'm going to hand it over to our travel advisor, Anna Whistler.
Thank you so much. I am feeling refreshed. I am full. I am ready for our next part of the adventure. So I appreciate that. To start us off, we will have the evaluation of our first speaker. That today is brought to you by Toastmaster DTM, Rupinder Singh.
Thank you. Sorry for the technical glitch. Okay, I'm all set. Pay it forward. What a wonderful opening. Our speaker today started with an experience and then she delved into a question. Then she came up with a wonderful quote. You cannot love back, you can only pay it forward. Usually when I'm teaching people about public speaking, I tell them that the best way to open is either through a quote or through a question or through an experience. And here we have our speaking combining all of those three and making it a memorable opening. What I also loved about the speech was the way she handled the interruptions. Now, you may not notice, but there were 2 interruptions in there. The one was an ongoing, there was a vegetable vendor in her background trying to sell his wares. And I loved how she kept the focus on the speech all the time. The second was more apparent. She dropped off in between. When she came back, she continued almost exactly where she had left off. It did not feel like that there had been an interruption at all. I wish I could learn that kind of continuity. Now, what are the ways in which our speaker can improve today? Well, the first opportunity that I saw was eye contact. The speaker was making more of an eye contact with the screen than with the camera. And if you notice, if I'm looking at my screen and if I'm looking at the camera, you will notice that there is a very subtle difference. It can cause a distraction in the minds of the viewer. So try looking at the camera. The second, I would want the speaker to check for her internet connectivity beforehand and have a backup internet connection just in case. Her vocal variety was excellent, but I felt that her vocal flow, the flow from one word to the other, did not come across as natural. There was slight jerk, so the speaker might want to work on that. The project specifically requires that the speaker talk about a project experience, and I felt that that was missing. But perhaps the biggest point of improvement is that the speaker was right up to the camera, and that gave very limited access for her physical gestures. So we did not get to see those physical gestures. Having said that, I loved how the speaker had vocal clarity. Every word was measured. The audience was hanging on to every word. And I will say that after listening to that wonderful speech, I am encouraged to pay it forward. And isn't that what Toastmasters espouses? In addition to being a better person than what you were yesterday, how about sharing how you became a better person? So, Ruchita, work on your eye contact, maybe the internet connectivity. maybe stick to the project objectives, the vocal flow, and the physical gestures. But thank you for sharing that wonderful story with us. I will take back a lesson today. You cannot pay love back, you can only pay it forward. Thank you. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That was fantastic. In fact, that was the almost exact same notes, almost an epitome of what I sent to her as well, that I would love to see more gestures. So I'm glad that we are on the same wavelength as well. On to our second evaluation of the evening for our second speaker. And this one, good luck, because this was an amazing speech. But I would turn it over to Surinder. Did I say that correctly? All right, perfect. It's over to you for evaluation.
Sharendra, it works when you're unmuted.
It does work when you have such a brilliant speech. And it also works when it's so relevant to what is happening today. Teachers are finding it so difficult to keep the students engrossed in the lectures. A very high-powered, high-energy speech by Khushbu. And I'm really impressed with the way she went about expressing herself and giving these 3 E's and 3 C's for the parents to understand. One of the very important illustrations of how you can use stories, and in different forms, was when she used her fingers to give you a story. And that actually captivated me to what she was saying at every moment. To me, the hallmark of a beautiful speech is where you actually emote and tell the audience how to do it. And that's precisely what our speaker of the day did today. I looked at the speech as a learning experience, but every time that I look for a learning experience, the speaker excels and gives us very many more avenues to look at. She is a natural storyteller, and as a storyteller, she gave us a lot of different ways of conducting the various training programs which can be done online, and how the parents can actually do things at home to keep the child captivated and do their studies the way they want it. I would like to make a couple of suggestions which I believe will help the speaker further improve. And the first one, which I would like to make, is if you could reduce the number of things that you would like to say, because packaging your suggestions are very important to keep your audience captivated, because they will know only a few things which they can do, and then you can talk about it in a later speech about more things. Besides that, please work on your breathing, because that is becoming an impediment for you when you speak. Thirdly, cut down the pace of your speech, and that will be done when you reduce the number of inputs. Overall, brilliant speech. Work on your breathing, work on reducing the number of suggestions, and finally, work on how you can improve your breathing. Excellent speech, congratulations, and over to you, Madam General Evaluator. Thank you.
Brilliantly done. Thank you so very much. I do not know whether I should be frightened or excited that we have just spent all this time together. So we are thinking the same, because I also agree that there was breathing and pauses that need to be taken on that speech, but it was so brilliant. I did not want it to end at all. The poll is up. Please vote for the best evaluator. I will give you just a few seconds to go ahead and do that.
Five more seconds.
Oh, 5 seconds are up. I can't count. All right. I love table topics. It is my favorite piece of the entire realm, and I am just so excited to talk about these table topics. So I will be evaluating, and I have a couple of notes for, of course, everyone, and I know some people have been jumping off, but I'm still going to run through them as efficiently as possible. Tuhina, smooth. That was so concise. It was great. There was such great verbiage. You actually used the word of the day, which I know the grammarian will talk about. The point of wrapping up, my challenge to you would be restate the question again. So ultimately, what were you thinking? It allows it to end the actual table topic and gives it kind of a closure, but it was so smooth in this transition, and then it was just an abrupt end. So great job. Just end it with that question. Munish, you used both both variations, which I thought was fantastic. You used the word seize and then seize, like you're seizing the day. The challenge I would give you is to perhaps use those words a little bit more in there, because that's what the prompt was. So playing off of the word see, we're going to see the sea, the waters, the waves, and then really accentuate the seize the day, which you did a great job of bringing that about. The picturesque and the play on words was fantastic. I could picture it, I could see it. I was at the beach last week and I'm ready to be back again. Abhishek, I absolutely love when you restate the prompt. When you're restating it, it gives you that just extra moment to be able to come back and give your response to it. Fantastic job. It was well thought out as well. It sounded like you had prepared it for an entire week, and I absolutely enjoyed listening to it. My only challenge for you is to slow down a little bit on your speaking. It got really excited and fast, so it was a little bit hard to catch everything, but it was a great job. Again, I apologize if I pronounced names wrong. Savinjay, you did a great combo. You talked about the adventure, you talked about the adventure in the park with the pork. I would actually challenge you. So you talked about the fact that you were scared of doing adventures. I would challenge you to talk about an adventure you are nervous or are ready to do or are excited to do. So it may not be necessarily eating the meat, it may not be excited about what Puerto Rico has to offer in that realm, but maybe something else like the zip lining or going kayaking, something that you would be excited about. Raj, great application. You started and told your story. And I love that when that's a true tell of a great speaker, someone who is able to tell a story and then end it with a challenge. You gave us something to work towards. The one thing I'll tell you is that it was hard to hear at some points. Your volume or your mic was down here and you were in a room that kind of echoed. So be just aware of the sound, pull up the mic a little bit, but it was a fantastic job. Elaine, oh, I'm so excited that you were here. I'm so glad you were a guest and that you were here from Mexico and that you talked about memories. When we're talking about wall speaking, that's what they have. That's the piece that we're looking for is what they can tell us. You started talking about your dad and I was ready to hear more of those memories. So whether it was the song that was inspiring it or at what point you were hearing it, I would have been interested in you digging in a little bit more on that. Even if it wasn't necessarily with the walls, we were talking about memories and you could have tied that in and you did that well at the end. Sandra, I'm scared of caves as well. So I would be right there. We'd be all squeezing each other tight, white knuckles. It would be absolutely a pleasure to be doing that. the challenges I go into is what makes you scared? What about it is the most fearful piece? And how can you overcome that? Because if you've got a bunch of us who are there with you on this adventure, how can we overcome that? So that would be my challenge, is to maybe oversee that. Finally, Bharat, love the storytelling. You did a great job giving us that story. The prompt was talking about a fish, and you talked about being unable to enjoy vacations or go on travels because of COVID. I would have maybe challenged you to do the play from the mind of the fish. The fish don't have to deal with COVID. They're swimming around, they're enjoying the ocean. They probably are way more at peace with things right now because there's not that many people traveling. So maybe playing into that, but the fact that you've invited us all to come with you on your vacation and your trip, I will be there. I am absolutely excited to come, and I think that was a fantastic idea. As the overall table topics master, Sheila, outdid yourself. I am thoroughly impressed. You were prepared, you had your shared screen share, you had the numbers, the presentation was beautiful. I give you major kudos on the actual presentation in total. So great job. Love table topics. Now I'm gonna breathe, because that was 8 evaluations in a short time. All right, to continue on with my report this evening, we're going to go through to our grammarian. Summit, please tell us, how did we do with our words and who was able to use the word of the day?
Thank you, Anna. So the word of the day, epitome. You have corrected me here. So that's one of the improper usage, but has been used by Hina 2 times. And Anna, thank you for using this word once. The wow usage for the day was Island of Enchantment by Elisa. Kapil used a very power-packed start with quoting none other than Ratan Tata. I don't believe in taking the right decisions. I take decisions and then make them right. So this is something that very good start of the day by Kapil. Ruchita used a very powerful word which could become life experiences for some of us. It is pay it forward, and that's something very powerful and very important that we have learned today. Stumbled upon, help a stranger, compassionate, and domino effect, which means the chain reactions are also used by Ruchita in her speech today. Khushbu used words like good usage like sense the fear and anxiety. She has used E 4 times in a row, saying that entertaining, engaging, educating, and effective. How to be effective. So these are the things that she has used. She has used multiple times, which is a very good, which came out very well. Clearly curated is something that she used. Shake your child's personality, and compassion, empathy, and love. These are some of the powerful word usage by Khushbu. Monish used rat race and enjoy the sunrise. Raj used face it with courage. Bharat used beauty of the life and the ultimate dream for me. Rupinder used espouses as a word which means adopt or support something. Surendra used impediment, which is hindrance. And some of the usage where we can improve is the word epitome. It's not epitome, which is used by Sumit. Raj used Jaljeera drinks, which means we understand it what it is in India, but for some of the audience coming outside India, this is a drink that is very good in terms of it has digestive properties, and so many difficulties can be used instead of using so many difficulties. Probably I have faced a difficult time could be a better usage. That's from my side. Over to you, Anna.
Beautifully done. Thank you. There were things that you caught that I didn't, and I give you props for that. Sometimes I love words, so the great job on that. To tell us how we did with our filler words this evening, Kapil, please tell us, did we fail? Did we do awesome?
Yeah, it was an easy day in office today. Let me share my screen. Oops. Okay, can you see it now? All right, so if you see, overall usage of filler words and ahs and ums was 18. We improved quite significantly from last week.
Kapil, I don't
Alisa,
think you're sharing the right screen.
am I not?
I see only Tmod and one written.
Okay, can you see it now? Can you see it now?
Yes.
All right, so Alisa used I mean once. Anna, I did not observe any filler words or ahs and ums in your speech. Ruchita used but once. Khushbu did not use any filler word. Hina and Elaine, I think they used ahs and ums quite often, but again, at least they were less than 10. In overall, it was a good day and well done, team. Over to you, Anna.
Awesome. Thank you. Finally, to keep us all in line, on time, and making sure we are keeping track of time, I will turn it to our timers report. Anshu, tell us, how did our speakers, evaluators, and table topic speakers do?
So yes, my report is ready. Speaker 1, Ruchita, she took 4 minutes and 58 seconds. Speaker 2, Khushbu, she took 9 minutes and 57 seconds for the speech. Then the table topic section. Speaker 1, Hina took 1 minute and 11 seconds. Munish took 2 minutes and 26 seconds. Abhishek took 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Shivangi took 59 seconds. Raj took 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Elaine took 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Sandra took 1 minute and 30 seconds. And Bharat took 2 minutes and 11 seconds. So now the evaluation part. Rupender took 3 minutes and 17 seconds. Shaurendra took 3 minutes and 42 seconds. Our journal evaluator till now, Anna took 6 minutes and 28 seconds. Sumit took 2 minutes and 15 seconds for the grammarian report. Our R counter took 54 seconds. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. For my general evaluation, first of all, I am completely honored and blessed. Oh, excuse me. Please do the poll. We'll give you 10 seconds to vote for your best auxiliary role player. Ruby is looking at me like I'm crazy. All right, 10 seconds is up. Go ahead. If you have not voted, go ahead and vote. All right, so my overall evaluation of the meeting. Do I still have time to do that, Rupi? I'm just gonna make sure. Okay, good. All right, so first of all, great job on the promoting the theme. We have had a lot of visitors and they came because of the theme. So I think that's fantastic. Last time I visited, we had, I believe, 12 people at one point. We had 24 in this group. And so we've doubled from last week. And I think that's amazing. So word of mouth, getting your word out there, inviting people, that's a very huge thing. I also liked that you gave the rules, kind of the expectations ahead, gave them the idea of what the meeting entailed, and that we were able to explain each of the rules for those of them who may not know. The one idea that I might suggest is that for some of those who are visiting different clubs, every club is different based upon how long the meeting runs for or what the expectations are on that. So maybe if you have quite a few guests, give a rough guess or rough estimate of if this is going to be an hour-long meeting, an hour and a half timeline, just to kind of give them an idea so that we're not losing a lot of people towards the end. Toastmaster Alyssa. Oh, fantastic. You were prepared. Everything was in place. There was slides, there was questions, there was so much involved. And it's obvious that you love Puerto Rico. I can't roll my R's like you do, but great job. It was very enticing. I was intrigued the entire time. I now have to come to Puerto Rico because I now need to see all these places that you were talking about. So good job. Kudos to the tech, being able to pin people quickly and make sure they're muted. I believe that's you, Rupi, who's handling that, but you are doing a very good job at that. It allows all of us to not have to worry about who's supposed to be speaking. It gives us that opportunity. So great job on that, and I appreciate that. I also really liked those who used the word. I saw thumbs up. I don't know if that's something that is what you guys do as a club. I love that, absolutely love that, because it gives a notification that you're listening to them. It helps the grammarian know that we've been using the word, and it kind of encourages the speakers to do it too. So I absolutely love that. That's something that I'm going to take back to my clubs and actually suggest as well. Couple of ideas or suggestions, of course, because in my opinion, Toastmasters is all about how to improve and be better. One thing is I would suggest to encourage or offer the idea of writing notes to the speakers, giving about 30 seconds to a minute after the speeches to allow everyone to write a note to the speaker, just to give them either a word of encouragement or perhaps something that they might suggest, allows the speaker to grow in the long run. People don't have to do it. Sometimes it could be just a great job, but giving them the opportunity to do that allows some of us who aren't doing the evaluation to do that. Sometimes I'll see the Toastmaster fill in with some tidbits in the midst of that, but it allows for that. When the evaluations are happening, that's another piece I would suggest that you pin the speaker with the evaluators. Evaluators giving the speech or giving the evaluation, they are in essence being able to look at the speaker and be able to have that conversation with them. Sometimes it can be a little nerve-wracking, but when you're in a club setting, that's what you're doing anyways. So it just allows you to have that conversation a little bit smoother. Overall, I want to say it's been such an honor to be here. I have been blessed to be a part of this and blessed to meet you guys. I am part of a club in the Bahamas called Leading Voices, and I invite every single one of you guys to be a part of it. I will make sure that you guys have the information, and please feel free to come and just check us out at any point in time. We meet on Sunday evenings, Eastern Standard Time, so very early morning on Monday for you guys. But without further ado, again, thank you. I will turn it back to our Toastmaster, Alyssa.
Thank you so much, Travel Advisor. You have done an outstanding job, and we hope to take into account your recommendations and suggestions so that we can keep on improving more and more as time goes on. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our final poll. I mean, an island trip is not complete if you don't encounter some of the wildlife. So very quickly, before we book our flight back to our individual destinations, I would like you to tell me which you would prefer. Would you rather encounter an iguana in your path? They're quite harmless, but very large. Or a little centipede. It can be about this big and it is poisonous. So two choices, iguana or centipede. And then finally, would you rather go out and catch a little coqui frog, which sings at night, coqui, coqui, or try and grab onto a lizard? These are your options, coqui or lizard. Please share the poll and make your choice before we head on back after the vacation is over. Because all good things must come to an end, mustn't they? Unfortunately, good times will pass, but new times will arise. So let's see what everybody is voting here. Excellent. Oh boy, everybody voted iguana except for one person. I don't know who the brave soul out there is, but congratulations. One person for centipedes and 8 people for coqui frog. I don't blame you. They're a lot easier to catch than lizards. So fantastic job, everybody. I hope that you've enjoyed the ride. Unfortunately, I mean, I hope when you were in Old San Juan, you were able to buy some of those postcards, send them home to family and friends. But as I said, unfortunately, it is time to pack our bags put all those souvenirs away, make the trip home. If you look out the window, we're on the plane now, and you can see the fort, Old San Juan. It's all lighted up at night. Please say your goodbyes. And I really do hope that you have enjoyed this time. Do come again. Puerto Rico would love to have you more as visitors, because indeed, Puerto Rico is the island of enchantment. Having said that, I hand it over to our president, Kapil Kakkar. Goodbye, everybody.
What a great meeting we had today. Thank you, Elisa, Anna, and Sheila. Rupinder, while you compile your results, let me take feedback from our guests. Starting with you, Shirley. Are you there? No.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. And sleepy. I thoroughly enjoyed the meeting. And Alyssa, I was just going to put in the chat that I am certainly going to visit Puerto Rico. And the last set of choices you gave us, an iguana or a centipede or a frog or a lizard, I just closed it because I'm afraid of all those creatures. So at that, I had no choice. Altogether, the meeting was quite good. I loved the table topics, and it gave me an idea that I can use at my club as well. The speakers, the two speakers, they were really, really memorable speeches. I love the speeches and the evaluations. I particularly like the evaluations as well. I think they were very honest and gave the speakers the opportunity to improve the next time around. So all in all, it was really a very memorable meeting. I wish I was really in Puerto Rico at this point in time, but I figure maybe after the pandemic is over, which we all are looking forward to, then maybe we could all meet up in Puerto Rico as a group and visit those caves. I don't mind going into the caves, but I just don't want to encounter any creatures in there. But I would go. Yes. Great job, Alyssa. And I see that I invited Toastmaster Sandra Lutchman, and I see that she's now on when the meeting is almost done. So I think she is up late as well. And maybe she can say a few words. Alyssa would have met her when she visited our club here in Trinidad. So have a good night, a good day, everyone. And for me, it's bedtime. As a matter of fact, past my bedtime, but I'm here enjoying it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mark, for Shirley. Thank you very much for sending us the invitation. I am sorry, as soon as I checked my WhatsApp and saw it, I joined. So it seems I came in on a late flight and I missed the tour bus. But from what I saw, and what I heard, it seems I really missed an excellent meeting. And it was great to see Alyssa, who visited, and every one of you. It was so refreshing, just taking in another meeting from another show. I enjoyed the table topics evaluations and the evaluations because I came in at the evaluation stage when you all were evaluating the speeches, so I didn't actually get to hear the speeches. So I feel like I've really missed a wonderful meeting, but I was still able to get a few nuggets despite being this late in the meeting. I liked the idea of giving the thumbs up whenever the word of the day is used. I love the way the evaluations were done. I love the evaluation feedback. And overall, I think I missed a wonderful meeting, and do invite me again. So I'm sending greetings from Trinidad and Tobago. And like Shirley, I'm in Trinidad and Tobago, and it's now almost 1 a.m. So I won't keep you guys too long. Thanks for inviting me. Have a great day. What time is it where I am now? Where you all are? Is this a meeting in India or in Puerto Rico?
It's a meeting in India. We're focusing on Puerto Rico. It's 10:13 in the morning.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you, Sandra. Tracy?
Greetings from San Antonio, Texas. The nice thing about being part of the Toastmasters organization is wherever you go, you always meet like-minded people. The meetings are very similar. You know what to expect. It's comforting. And the nice thing about COVID is it has opened up so many opportunities when so many things have been shut down. There is a sunny side to this. Now, I know Alyssa from Glasgow Toastmasters, and she was actually the test speaker at my area contest it was like 2 weeks ago. So I'm really liking and enjoying being at this group, and it looks like you guys have a wonderful thing going on in India, and it's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Tracy. Shivangi?
Hi everyone. So what I noticed today was that we're all different, but we're all similar. We're similar because we're all associated with Toastmasters, and we're different because this is the first club where I've seen people with 2 different dialects. And that's why I love this club. I get to hear people from different countries around the world, and that made me realize that I can actually take advantage of this Toastmasters thing right now because everything's happening virtually. So I can literally log into any Toastmaster club around the world. So I'm definitely going to do that now. And it was great, and I'd love to be invited to more such meetings. This was a great club. Thank you.
Thank you, Shivangi. Munish?
It's an incredible meeting. I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed table topic, and there are very few clubs where table topic they do evaluation, and you are one of them. I really enjoyed, and whenever I attend Toastmaster meeting with you, I learn something new, and I would love to attend meeting with you again and again. Over to the Toastmaster, please.
Thank you, Munish. Bharat?
Hello everyone. Zoom setting, which was there in the last Toastmaster magazine of March, and we are loving it, learning a lot more. And by the way, Anna, I'm trying to Google and see how a fish could dream. But yes, a good food for thought. Thank you. Love to be a part of the Toastmasters committee. Just 18 months old Toastmaster, having a lot of roles in the last 1 year, and invited here by Rupinder. Thank you so much for giving me an insight into quite a different field altogether. The whole theme, the TM of the Alicia, she took us right there, and it was a true story where I always go for a vacation every year, and we got a destination in mind now. And the last destination I said was 1st January, Singapore. And the beaches is one place I love. So see you all there. And you are always welcome to, I'm a part of 2 clubs, Tung Chung Toastmasters in Hong Kong. And another one is, we're just chartering, is Founders Toastmasters for business owners and entrepreneurs. Back to you. Thank you so much for inviting.
Thank you, Bharat. Abhishek?
Thank you, Kapil. I can kick off one item of my list. attending Toastmasters early in the morning amidst office rush. That being said, I would just sum it up in one sentence: divided by nations and geographies, united by Toastmasters and pina coladas. Thank you. Over to you, Kapil.
Thank you, Abhishek. Very well said. Alain.
Yes, I would just like to say that this was a very inspiring session. And as a few people here have said, this is a great thing of being a member of Toastmasters. I have been able to visit different clubs worldwide, and it's been amazing. You can see the authenticity, the way that the sessions are executed in the clubs. I definitely saw the signature of this club, and I was really inspired. I really enjoyed the whole dynamics of having this experience of knowing Puerto Rico this way. I've never had the chance to visit the country, but I will definitely, it's in my bucket list. So congratulations, everyone. And another thing that I would like to say is that, like myself, not a native English speaker, Toastmasters has been an amazing way to improve my English. So if any of you is interested in practicing your Spanish, I invite you to my club, which is on Thursdays evenings, Pacific time, 8 p.m. every 15 days. So yeah, you're welcome. There. Thanks.
Thank you, Alain. Rupinder, if you are ready with your results, you may please take over.
Yes, sir. I was ready with the results. God knows how many years ago now. Let me just share my screen. And ladies and gentlemen, this is our automated certificate generation system, in which we simply feed in the values and it generates the certificates, and ultimately it will share them with you by email. So let us see who gets what. We have awards for the top 3 table topic speaker, and the person coming in at number 3 is Sandra Theodore. Many congratulations, Sandra. If you will hear us later on the recording that I will duly upload. Then the person coming in at number 2 is also a new entrant. Many congratulations, Hina Verma. I know that you're not here, but once again, if you see us on recording, you will know that we did. Thank you. And the person winning the best table topic speaker today is Abhishek Devraj from the Texas of India, Rajasthan. I totally agree with the comparison. Coming to the best speech evaluator, remember that integrity is the first value in Toastmasters, and that Alisa was also a co-host. She could see the polls. I have not doctored these polls in any which way possible. Congratulations, Rupinder Singh. Thank you. I heartfully accept. I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, my dog, my cat, my cat. Okay, I get carried away. All right, moving on. We have the best auxiliary role player. It was a very tight fight between the husband and the wife playing the timer, the husband playing the grammarian. But for once, just for once, and this is such a sweet moment for us husbands, the husband came out on top. Yes. Many congratulations, Sumit Juneja. And coming to the best role player. Oh God. Have you ever seen a download on broadband and then there is a download on dial-up network? Well, that is what happened. It was our best role player, literally ran away with it as she took us through the streets of Puerto Rico. Many congratulations, Miss Puerto Rico. I hope I'm getting the pronunciation right. And the best speech evaluator deserves the corresponding best speaker. Many congratulations, Ruchita Malik. So great job, everyone. I will hit this button and you should receive your certificates. In case you do not, I will get a notification over here. So I've already got one notification for Sumit. Sumit, I'll share it with you at a later stage. Other than that, I think we are done. You can stop looking at my screen before I share the wrong screen with you people. Thank you very much. And back to you, presiding officer. I guess we should close the meeting. It is already late in the day for us and quite late in the night for a lot of people from across the 7 seas. Thank you very much, everyone. I will stop the recording now.